actually going to Amy. So, and Amy's going to be bringing us a goat mule cocktail. And I think that's just, really fun in that direction because, the mule cocktail's been around for a long time, but going with a goat, that sounds kind of, like it's got a kick to it. So go ahead and let's hear about your goat mule.
Hi, everybody. My name is Amy Spitznagel. I am the owner of Idyll Farms. We're a farmstead goat creamery based out of Michigan, to be exact, Northport, Michigan, which is on a peninsula, Leelanau Peninsula. If you're looking at Michigan, it's the pinky part of the hand in Michigan. And so we're surrounded by the Great Lakes, which feeds our pastures, and we are pasture-based farmstead goat dairy. And we've been around for about 10 years now. So the cheese I wanted to share with you today, it's called Idyll Puck. It's our newest branding. And you can see we use the acronym G.O.A.T, which otherwise known as greatest of all time, and paired it kind of with a hockey theme of Idyll Puck. Why is that? Is because it's the size and shape of a real hockey puck. I have a hockey player in my family, which is my 14-year-old son. So we are big into the hockey world here in Michigan, and we wanted to base a goat cheese around it just because it ironically fit into our branding and everything. So Idyll Puck is not really new. It's been around. It was, we made a 1 pound version called Idyll Gray, formerly known as Idyll Gray. And so we said, well, this is our Idyll Gray. It's got the ash in the middle. It's a surface ripened cheese. And we said, well, let's make a smaller format of this 1 pound so it's easier for people to buy because maybe they don't want to commit to a big 1 pound cheese. So we started making these little 4 ounce versions and then realized, hey, this is the same size and shape as a hockey puck. Let's rebrand it. So it's rebranded as Idyll Puck now. And we just came out with this branding this year. It did win a first place at ACS in 2019, and it is up for a Good Food Award this year, 2020. So you can see I cut into a little bit of this Idyll Puck. You can see the rind. It's a wrinkly, bloomy rind. And of course, hand painted with the vegetable ash makes the little line. And then it can develop a creamy layer underneath the rind, which we have here. And this specific cheese was made around Halloween, so it's just getting to its peak ripeness right now. But of course, with any of our surface ripened cheeses, you can age that indefinitely depending on your preference. You can age it and it just gets harder, it gets denser. And it dries out a little bit, so it gets smaller. And so you could even age it until it's almost like a Parmesan that you could grate it. So we do have a best by date on the back of our packaging, and that's kind of meant for an American palate, what most Americans are used to. But if you want a stronger cheese, ignore that part of the, because it is a surface ripened cheese, you can age it indefinitely. So what I have paired with the cheese, I had fun at the grocery store today trying to pick out what would go well with this cheese and this cocktail together, which I'll get to in a minute. But I bought these gingerbread orange little cookies. I bought fig crackers, which is a very traditional thing to have around the holiday too. And I also found orange fig spread, which is a really great pairing with this cocktail. So moving into our cocktail, you can see I have the traditional Mule mug here in the copper mug. I made a little sample up, but today I'm going to use our personalized mugs that we just got in time for the holidays. We got a nice Yeti mug here that has the G.O.A.T logo on it. It's backwards on your camera, but there we go. And I picked a version of the Mule just because it's a popular drink during the holidays. And I thought it was a fun play on goat, mule. Perhaps they were both at the original Christmas story in the manger. You know, the Jesus and Mary came in on the mule or the donkey, whatever it might have been. I'm sure there was probably a goat involved in the Christmas story somewhere. So I thought it would be a fun take on that. And so I was playing around with the letters G.O.A.T. So I'm coming up with what goes into this cocktail. So the first letter is G. So we're going to try the ginger beer. So we're going to put 2 ounces of the ginger beer in, and I already put ice in my mug. So I'm just going to pour that ginger beer over the ice. Then the next letter, of course, is O. So we picked orange juice. So 1 ounce is in the recipe, but you can adjust, you know, the ginger beer or the orange juice, whatever you want, put more or less in that. So we've got the G-O. Our next letter is an A. So I thought an Aperol would go well in this drink, and it's a beautiful color. So if you don't want to use a opaque mug, you could use a clear glass because this does turn a beautiful color. You can see it has that orange color to it. So we're adding the A, the Aperol. And so I had a hard time coming up with the T, and I was thinking tequila, but that's not really traditionally in a mule. And so, of course, there's a brand of vodka called Tito's, which is kind of one of the original craft vodkas in the United States. And I like to try to keep it, you know, US based. So here we go with the Tito vodka. And for the garnishes, you can do a couple different options. I sliced some orange, which is really good in like, you know, mixing with the orange juice. And I also found some candied ginger that I put on a skewer with the orange. I also found different types of ginger. Some of it has sugar on it, some of it does not. So whatever you find in your local market. And then these orange slices also come dried. You can find them dried different places or candied. So you could float that around a cocktail. It would be really pretty. But I'm using a fresh orange. So stirring that up, and voila, we've got our goat mule cocktail. And goats have like a long history. I don't know if you, maybe Jody from Minnesota knows from her Scandinavian roots in Minnesota that the goat was a traditional Christmas figure. This is a Swedish goat. And Santa Claus used to be an old goat in Finland and Sweden. So it goes way back from ancient times about the tradition with goats and Santa Claus and goat Yule, and so goats kind of fit in with the whole holiday spirit as well. So cheers.
Cheers. That is wonderful. I really love the stories. I think that was a great play on words, and I really love your background. Your whole ambiance there is so Christmas, and the Christmas tree and everything. That's just so nice to see.
We don't have snow yet, but it's coming.
Oh, well, you know, that's not something generally we miss, but you know, we had frost here the other day in Tampa, so you know, we won't get anywhere near you yet, but it was it's been chilly for those of us that are thin blood again. So